There's a fat contained within the body which can quite literally burn fat. In this video, I'm going to talk you through ways in which you can activate this and benefit out of additional fat burning. So stay tuned. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another video. I'm Adam Scott here from Adam Scott Fit. So I just want to clarify before we get started, I'm not a doctor. This is not medical advice. This is based on my studies and research and a few personal experience tied in with some studies and research as well. So first up, brown and white fat. This is something we all have. This is good, being brown fat, and white, being bad fat. I'm going to define them in more detail now, and then I'm going to go into ways in which you can activate more of the good fat to experience some increased fat burn. White fat is the main fat within the body. It's under the skin and around the organs. It's where the food and calories go. So if you have excess fried food, so such as chips, beef burgers, I don't know, whatever, it gets stored in as white fat basically. So if we have too many calories coming in, more than we're burning, this will get stored as white fat. We do need a certain amount of white fat to produce hormones. Brown fat is also stored in the body, but it operates very differently. It's full of energy-rich mitochondria, which is high in iron, that gives it that brown color, and also uncoupling protein 1, which generates heat. It turns the food we eat into heat, which burns calories. We all have different levels of brown fat, but we all have levels of brown fat in the body. The older you get, the more that declines and it becomes less active basically. Newborn babies have high levels of brown fat, and also hibernating animals have high levels of brown fat, which helps keep them warm. People with low BMIs have been shown to have higher levels of brown fat. Brown fat is generally inactive in most adults. But the good thing is you can activate this brown fat more using the methods I'm going to discuss in this video right now. Cold exposure is one of the #1 ways to activate more brown fat cells. I discovered the Wim Hof method a few years ago, not just the breathing method, I'm talking about the cold immersions. I did the cold shower rather than the actual cold soak. I haven't got around to doing the cold soak yet, but I will definitely. I probably do that 2 to 3 times a week, and 2 times a week is the amount you need to do it to see significant benefits. I spend between 3 to 5 minutes.
Are you out of your mind?
In the shower, in a freezing cold shower, but you can build up to that. 5 minutes being literally at a rare occasion, say after a sauna or something, but at least 3 minutes I would spend in that cold shower. There's other ways you can do it. You can sleep in a cooler temperature. A temperature below 60 degrees Fahrenheit has been shown to significantly activate more brown fat cells. And not only has cold exposure been shown to activate more brown fat cells, it can actually increase the number of brown fat cells.
Just for some evidence, we are having a look at this article in the National Institutes of Health, NIH. Cool temperature alters human fat and metabolism. So from these PET and CT images, it can show the patient has more brown fat after a month of cold exposure, but a complete reversal after a month of warm exposure. While obviously I understand that this is not conclusive evidence, but it's extremely interesting to show that there's actually more brown fat present after having some cold exposure.
Even just being outside in the cold also counts as cold exposure. When we're exposed to cold, the body increases levels of uncoupling protein 1. Uncoupling protein 1 is key in the production of brown fat cells. Brown fat can also act like an internal heating jacket, which can warm up the blood as it flows from the chilly extremities all the way back to the heart and the brain.
This is all news to me.
It's no secret that exercise burns fat, but exercise has actually also been shown to increase the hormone irisin, which is pretty darn crazy. Initially, they thought any exercise, any cardio-based exercise can do this. It has to be moderate intensity, but recently studies have suggested that HIIT training increases irisin levels.
This study was published in 2017, Muscle Irisin Response to Aerobic versus HIIT in Overweight Female Adolescents. There were more studies, but this seemed to be the one that stood out really. I mean, it's not going to be a highly tested area, but, and only 30 people as well in a study. I understand there's obviously caveats to every single study, but the promising thing is it did show that HIIT exercise increases acutely irisin levels in skeletal muscle without changes in plasma irisin levels. But however, aerobic exercise, there was no effect basically on muscle irisin levels.
Increased irisin levels has been shown in mice and humans to actually help give white fat cells some of the properties of brown fat cells, turning them into beige cells. So you'll actually continue to burn fat even after you finish exercising. There are a few other less researched methods to increase the levels of brown fat naturally, such as supplementing or eating turmeric, increasing your sleep. Melatonin actually can help produce more brown fat. So getting a good night's sleep, exposing yourself to light first thing in the morning, and just having a good overall sleep pattern. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a massive thumbs up. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button below and also hit that bell notification to be alerted as soon as I post a video. If you have any questions on anything I've talked about in this video, comment below, or any questions in general, comment below. And until the next video, keep pushing those limits.